Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me here this morning. If you want to follow along, we'll be in 1 Peter chapter 1, beginning in verse 17. And I appreciate you being here as you find your place there. If you would like, share, comment on the post. And again, appreciate that very much. And we'll start again in verse 17 of chapter 1 in the book of 1 Peter. It says here, "And if you call on him as Father, who judges impartially according to each one's deeds, conduct yourselves with fear throughout the time of your exile, knowing that you were ransomed from the futile ways inherited from your forefathers, not with perishable things such as silver or gold, but with the precious blood of Christ, like that of a lamb without blemish or spot. He was foreknown before the foundation of the world, but was made manifest in the last times for the sake of you, who through him are believers in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are in God." Peter, we are being encouraged to stand up against the trials of the problems of life. And when we are attacked, in particular for our faith, we sometimes wonder, how am I going to be able to, how can I endure this? How do I get through this situation? How do I deal with this? And what are my resources? And he gives us one here that probably would not be one we would typically think of. And he says it is our fear of God. And fear here isn't talking about cowering like you would going through a haunted house. Maybe a better word for us is respect, honor, reverence is the idea here. And he says when we have that reverence, that respect for God, he will stand for us. Again, we don't, it's not typically one of the things we think about. Again, this reverence that we have for his power, his position, we hold him in high esteem. When we do that, then our reverence, our fear of God, means we don't have that fear of man. And so as we look at this, he tells us here that if you call him as Father, conduct yourself. If he's your Father, you live with the reverence and the respect for God. You honor him. You hold him up because he has taken us in and made us part of his family. We conduct ourselves in that manner, that we live in that way, because he says we know that we are just passing through this life. We're in a time of exile. We're passing through this world. We have a hope. We have a better home, knowing we can face the trials and tribulations of this world, knowing, not hoping, not thinking, not guessing, but knowing that we have been redeemed, that we have been ransomed, he says, or redeemed. We have been bought. The word there literally is thinking about the idea of like freeing someone by paying a ransom. God paid for our ransom. He paid that ransom to set us free, to deliver us from our sinful life, to deliver us from, rescue us from an eternity separated from God. Didn't cost us a thing. He says it didn't cost silver or gold, but it was bought with the precious blood of Christ, that he paid that ransom, that he redeemed us and set us free, and has been revealed to us and shown to us, and we are then who through him are believers, raised from the dead and give him glory, that our faith and our hope are in God. Our confidence is not in the things of this world, not in our own strength, but in remembering that we know that we have been redeemed, that we have been rescued, that we have been reconciled to God through the shed blood of Jesus Christ. And our faith and hope are in God. They're not in politicians. It's not in our retirement fund. It's not in our savings fund. It's not in our own strength. It's not in our own skill. It's not in our own abilities. But that we, if you know Jesus Christ, your faith and your hope, regardless of your circumstance, are in God. Let's remember that as we face the trials and tribulations of the day. You have a good one. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.